Thank you for tuning in to the Life of KG podcast. We are all about helping you guys in the beauty industry. Whether you're starting out in this industry or been in the business for years, we want to motivate you, educate you, and support you to grow. Enjoy the show.
Welcome back to A Life of KG. 2 episodes in one day. We are on a roll. Earlier I popped up a bonus episode. It wasn't planned. I thought, you know what, let's do this. So that's posted, so go and check that out. And then this afternoon I am interviewing Filiz. She is the founder and owner of Naillounge Training. She started as a nail tech from the age of 14, and it was clear she just wanted to be in this industry forever and have her own business and academy. Her academy is international. She even has academy in Dubai. Like, how amazing is that? And she is also a mummy to her beautiful twin boys. I can't wait for her to share her story and give you more in-depth information about her business. So without further ado, here she is. So how are you?
Oh, good. Excited for this.
I know we planned it really quickly, didn't we? It was like from our coffee chat.
Yeah, no. Quick podcast, quick done. That was it. Now here we are.
I know, it's crazy. Thank you so much for coming on. I really appreciate your time. I know you're super busy.
Thanks for having me.
So those that are listening and don't know who you are, can you introduce yourself and just explain exactly what you do?
So, hi guys. My name is Filiz and I am the director and CEO of Naillounge Training. It's a beauty school, for those that don't know. We train in nails, beauty, aesthetics, media makeup, and we've been established a very long time. So that's who I am.
It's so good. I definitely want to dig deeper into the Naillounge in a little bit. But before then, what is your story? You're in the nail game. Obviously, nails is your passion. But what led you to going down that route? What was your childhood like? What made you want to set up your own academy? Give me the juicy details.
Low down. So, oh God, it's a bit of a long one, I'm not going to lie. So I started off when I was just 14 years old, and I used to go, actually started from, I don't know if anyone else should have this, it used to be work experience as part of your secondary school. And I was based in this really diddy salon, and next door was a salon that was like new. It was the only salon that used to do nails by hand. Their nail designs were absolutely crazy. They used to have like MTV bass playing in the salon, which back then, if anyone knows, then they know.
Yeah.
You know, that's how way back we go. And it was just a vibey salon, people in and out all the time. And I used to get my nails done there. And I said to one of the girls there, can you train me? I really love it. And she was like, too young, you know, do something else. She kind of rejected me in a way. I used to see what sort of products she used to use. I went online, I grabbed some stuff, and I used to just do it in my bedroom, do it on my mum. Practice. Finally, I asked her again, and she was like, show me what you can do. And I did, and she was really happy. She then took me on as 1 day a week on a Saturday to just watch, shadow, help about. I was working for free for about a year, you know, tidying up after nail techs, just wishing I was in that hot seat, you know, like being fully booked. And literally 2 months after that, that's exactly where I was. I was packed out with clients. My dad and mum were livid. They were like, you are not going to study this. I'm not sending you to college. You're not going to do it. You're going to become a doctor. You know, you're going to do this, do that. And I was just like, I don't want to do it. And I saved up all my own money to actually enroll on a NVQ because I needed to be qualified. And finally, my parents realised how passionate I really was about it. My parents have always been supportive parents. You know, whatever me and my brother have ever wanted to do, we've been fortunate enough to have their support. But on this one, my dad being a Turkish Cypriot man, you know, from Larnaca village, he was like, no, you're going to be something else. And my mum was like, oh, just, you know, let's see where it goes. Anyway, I ended up leaving school with no GCSEs. I think I got ungraded for maths and science. It was
High five for that. Those of us that got GCSEs.
I literally got 0. I think my dad just kind of like looked at me and was like, I've got no words, you know, what can I say? Yeah, so after that, I kind of think he thought, well, do you know what? She wants to do something. Let her get qualified in at least something, because she's got nothing behind her. So I went and studied 1 day a week in Enfield College, and the girls in the salon took me on full time. I was working for peanuts, but I was so busy. But my experience and knowledge that I gained from that salon was immense. And I was there for about 4 years. And for those that are now technicians, know that, you know, you have to have your upkeep every 2.5 to 3 weeks. My clients were going 5 weeks. We were doing silk wrap and fiberglass, which no one probably even knows of now. But back then it was so hot. And we never used any e-files. It was literally hand file only. I was in that chair for about 4.5, nearly 5 years, and then realised I was getting a bit itchy. I wanted to do something else. Moved on to another salon. After that, I then decided to rent my own chair, which led me onto the road of like editorial work. I started to see media a little bit. I got introduced into really good people through like a prestige clientele base at that area at the time. And it was kind of like it was my own business, because it was, I've got rent to pay, I needed stock, I needed to, you know, get fit, or clients need to do offers. So it's kind of had that feel of my own salon. And then I was there for a long time. It's about 3 years I was there for. But in that time, I actually enrolled to do a teacher training program, which is a petals course. And I just thought, right, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. I absolutely love it. And I love anyone else that wants to start it. But for me, it was like, I need a change. I just need to do something different. So I became a teacher and an assessor, and then an initial verifier who basically assesses assessors.
Wow.
And then I got a job at London College of Beauty Therapy, and I was there for 8 years, and I had the best time of my life. Like, it was such a good experience. I had, you know, it was parties non-stop, being located in Oxford Street, you know. I made some really good friends there, like lifelong friends who I still speak to this day. And once I left there, I was headhunted by Champneys. Some people know that as the spa, located in Tring. They're really like, they've got really good training for beauty and stuff. And we opened up in London. Well, they opened up in London, and I was training manager for Now Technology and beauty therapy. So I wrote up all of the course structure and basically set that up to go. I lasted a year in that job. It was really, really stressful. I was literally living up London in hotels, and I kind of just didn't want to do it. But in that time, I'm going to take you back a little bit more. When I was finished my teacher training program, when I really loved the feel for teaching, I actually signed up to be approved as a VTCT training centre. So I set up my own sideline business already back then. I think I was pulling in like 3 students. It was, you know, it was so minor.
Yeah.
But every boss that I worked with knew that I had this side business, and no one ever said anything to me, because my job that I was being paid for was still being performed. Everything was where it needed to be. When I'd come home on the weekend, I was banging out training for my own school. So thankfully I did that, because it's now led me to I don't need to be employed anymore. So I've just run it full time now, and that's basically where Naillounge started and where we're still at. So really, really like long-winded story, but yeah, that's it.
What a journey though. I love that. I love just like digging deep into actually what the background is to all of these companies and CEOs. Like, it's really fascinating, because especially online, you just see like where you're at now. You don't see all the struggles and what you built and everything before that. So I always love like getting everyone's stories.
Yeah, definitely, for sure.
But where is obviously Naillounge, where are you based? Like, how do people enroll? How long is a course? Tell me more about that if someone was interested in obviously joining you guys.
So Naillounge Training is based in North London. I was fortunate enough to use a salon that was established for a very good friend of mine. And I was actually about to purchase a salon, but then coronavirus hit. So I pulled away from that, just because I just don't feel like it's the right time. But it's been one of our ongoing plans for a while now. But we're actually moving into our own premises this Sunday. So we're going to be based in Hertfordshire. So it's funny, I'm having this podcast with you when things are really changing this week. So yeah, we're moving into our training centre this Sunday, based in Hertfordshire. just because it's an easy spot for people to come to sort of all over. It's right near the M25 and stuff, and train stations. What else did you ask me about Now Lounge?
How long is a course?
Right, so all the courses vary. So we've got short courses, diplomas, NVQs. All of our in-house courses are pretty much like 1 day, 2 day courses. It's not an NVQ qualifications that students walk away with. It's literally a training certificate to say they have the underpinning knowledge and that they've completed the course. The NVQs are a little bit more intense. They're based around online examinations, assignments, practical evidence, observations, and they last around 6 weeks. My biggest one is 8 weeks. That's level 3 beauty therapy, just because we've got a lot of like electric equipment and stuff, and just want to make sure that our students are really up to scratch before they leave. So we've designed our courses in a way where when students train, they don't need further training in the salon. Like most salon owners probably listening to this will tweak anyone that they take on, train them up to the salon standards, whereas we train our students as salon industry specialists, so they won't need any training further once they qualify. It's just literally going in, and then whatever the salon want to do with them after, where it's just showing them how things work, and that's probably what they only just need. And then once they train with us and their course is finished, they've obviously got continued support through the beginning right to the end. It doesn't end there, so we don't close the door on our students. We're actually there for them up until a year and a half after, if they need, especially with our nail technology students. We feel like once they're finished, you can find a few obstacles with nails, i.e. lifting, nails not lasting as long, or problems with products. So we invite them back free of charge for an assessment day, and we get them to do a treatment, and we assess where things are going wrong, and then they can just carry on back after. So we support them after. They kind of become like a Nail Lounge Training family member almost. So and then enrollment is literally, they go online, they download an application form, an e-application form, and then they submit it in. We call them back in for an interview, which most of the time is on Zoom at the moment, as that's the new norm. And then we book them in. So it's literally as easy as that.
Well, I love that. And I love how you mentioned about the salon owners listening in, because obviously as a salon owner myself, I know what it's like when you get CVs in and it says nail tech on there, and then it says done acrylic or gel courses or whatever that is, but maybe in college, like your normal colleges, and you think, okay, that's great because they've got the basics, but you always have to retrain. So to know that they're going to come to you and actually be salon standard is such a bonus.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are so many students that we've had come to us that have actually already qualified, and they're like, oh, we didn't know you had to stick the tip on like that, or we didn't know that you file like that, because they're literally just taught textbook practical. That's it, not actually industry specialist. It's a little bit sad, but that's just the way some FE places work.
Well, and it makes you guys different, doesn't it? Which is your thing.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Dubai. Obviously, because that's my favorite place in the world. But secondly, like, I just think it's awesome that obviously you've taken Nail Lounge out there.
Yeah.
How has that come about, and how do you find it managing 2 locations, 2 countries, not even locations?
I know, a lot of coffee, literally. I'm quite blessed actually, because a lot of my team out there work on my time, so obviously they're 3 hours forward. So we kind of have meetings once I put my kids to bed, and that's at 8 o'clock. That's like 11 o'clock for them, you know. But thankfully they're really accommodating. How does it all work? It's really difficult. Really easy actually. What happened is I was on Instagram one day, and through my network marketing business, I came across this other girl based in Dubai, and she was like, I really want to train, and she purchased a product from me, and we just got talking all the time, and it's literally just by one of my follow-up messages, just speaking to my clients. And I said to her, like, this is what I need to do. And she was like, oh my God, I've got a friend that's, you know, in a salon and she wants to do it. And she introduced me to her, and then push comes to shove, I realized, right, you know what, in a few years time, I'm going to be there, backwards and forwards between the UK and Dubai. I absolutely love it. I'm going to take my business there. So I basically got a business development plan together, submitted it through, and I had to fly out there for a meeting, found premises, and it was literally take my company there with this lady who I've actually become really, really good friends with. And my actual examiner who EQAs for me over here actually lives there. So she was actually going to be my EQA there. So it all just worked out. My husband worked there for 8 years as a close protection officer. So he still looks after all of the nightlife in Dubai, and he's got a lot of contacts. So we're moving into like an industrial, like it's like a healthcare city area in Business Bay. We'll be moving in there in the next month. So it's interesting. It's hard. It's not easy. I'm not going to lie. It's literally, making sure that all the standards are still kept over there than the way that they are over here. It's a lot of repetitive work over there as well, but I wouldn't change for the world. It's really, really good. We've just completed our first cohort of students who all passed with such amazing results. And we've got our new cohort in January starting, which is fully booked. So it's kicking off. It's really, really good.
I'm so excited for you. Like, massive congratulations, because that's literally smashing it.
Yeah, thank you. It's exciting, hard. It is just not easy. Everyone must think that these kind of things are really easy. It's just not.
Oh God, I know that. They don't see all the work that goes behind it, all the tears, all the times that you possibly going to chuck in the towel, like all of that happens, doesn't it? It's not easy.
No.
What is next for you?
So what is next for me? Well, first and first, I need to get out there and just get my teeth in. It's just at the moment with flying, I'm a little bit nervous I've got obviously babies, as you know. I don't really want to take them on an aeroplane, but I do need to get out there. But my next exciting products, I've just given it away, haven't I? It is actually products. We're going to be launching our own products next year.
Wow.
And all of our student kits, and then hopefully next year we'll be opening our own premises there and here. So 3 really big projects in 1 year. Don't ask me how. That's the way I've always worked. I've always gone 10 miles an hour. But yeah, that's what's next for us. So I'm excited.
So exciting. So obviously you've had your babies, 2 twin boys. I was lucky enough to meet one the other day.
Yeah.
So cute. How do you find being a mummy alongside running a business, and how do you kind of do time management on that?
A question I get asked all of the time. Being consistent and planning. That's literally it. I'm sure any mums listening to this know that sometimes you get good days, you get bad days. And just because I've got twins doesn't make me any different to anybody else, because there are people that have got 2 children at different ages, so it's equally just as hard for them. I'm a mum full time. Even when I'm at work, I'm still a mum, there's no switch off from it. And I manage in a way where my mum is my lifesaver. Like, I could not do anything without her. She takes the babies from me sometimes. I get work done. I'm in between salons and, getting things done for Naillounge, and then I need admin time. So before, it was literally going into a coffee shop, locking myself away and working for a few hours. But that's not happening at the moment. So ultimately, I've had this my first year where I've employed 2 members of staff now. So I've got like a PA that does a lot of my admin for me, because even though sometimes you don't want to have to invest in these kind of things, it leaves you no choice. You have to. It's like you want to go back to work, you need the money, but you don't want to leave your kids with anybody. But you don't have a choice. You have to either hire a nanny or children going to nursery. Yeah. So it's that I've had to invest in staff, it's actually worked out brilliantly. But then there are days where you just wake up in the morning and you just think, I just do not want to do anything. I want to just relax. I just want babies to do what they want to do, and that's it, because you're just so tired. End of the day, I've got 2 that are both teething, both quite clingy, everything's at the same time, So it's like one, like last night, for example, they're both teething. One woke up, woke the other one up. So I was up with 2, me and my husband. So you just get good days, bad days, but you just got to make sure you plan and be consistent. Just at least do 2 or 3 things off your to-do list rather than nothing.
Yeah, honestly, I strongly believe that God doesn't give you anything that you can't handle. No. This is why he didn't give me twins, because I could not handle it.
Do you know what? Sometimes my friends are like, I don't know how you do it. Like, what are you doing? I'm just like, oh no, I'm just here, I'm doing it. But it's all for a good cause. At the end of the day, if you set yourself a life goal and you know where you want to be in 10 years' time, then you just got to put the graft in.
Definitely. And just stick to the end goal, isn't it?
Yeah, that's literally it.
You touched on or mentioned that you do network marketing. So I just want to like touch on that slightly, because it's a newer thing for me. Obviously, I've joined in the network marketing world. It was something I was completely against before I joined.
Yeah.
How do you find it? You've been in it about 18 months now, haven't you?
Yeah.
How do you find it? Do you think it's the future? Do you just see it as a side thing and not really a full-time thing for you? What do you think about the whole network marketing thing?
Do you know what? I was like you. I was really, really skeptical in the beginning. I was just like, no, that was it. No, not doing it. But once I gave it a chance, I looked at the bigger picture and I just thought, wow, this is where I could see myself. Now, one of the key things about Naillounge is we are all about helping people start a career, and that's about developing them not only to learn a skill and a brand new subject, but we're also training them on how to be sort of like self-employed in the workplace once they leave us, you know, what they can do with their qualification. And 99.9% of students that come through the door all have financial worries. Now, I was given this opportunity by my upline when my babies were literally newborn. They were 6 weeks old. And I just thought, right, I've got babies now and things have to change for me. It's not about the hustle and bustle of London life and being from here to here and working 24 hours. My responsibilities have changed a little bit now. I've got kids and they come first. And I just thought, right, I need something where I'm self-employed. How am I going to go on maternity leave? You know, what am I going to do with everybody? I needed to make sure I had enough money in the bank to be able to pay staff if I needed to and pay myself, you know. So I got into network marketing, which I found very challenging, managing 2 jobs, but it's one of those things where you either love it or you hate it. If you're not scared of rejection, go for it. It is the way forward. Online network marketing is the way forward. Everything's changing, especially now being remote. You know, it is the best place to be, and we've helped a lot of our students come onto this plan, and they're making really good money. And I don't think I gave it the chance I should have done in the beginning. I think it was after about 9-10 months of being in the business, I started to see results. I started to see the money come in, and I just thought, why didn't I do this sooner? And there were times where I took breaks in between because I just couldn't manage. You know, this isn't all like, I haven't got this all worked out, and it's not all glam. There have, you know, I'm an open book. There have been times where I have to step back a little bit because I can't put the time in. There's no time for me to put in. But I was lucky enough to have built them months before, where that little break that I did have, the income was still coming in. It was already set up. The team was already set up. So it really is, as you've probably seen as well, you've got fantastic results. It's just the way forward. And I suggest anybody that does it, just, you know, put some time in, put a little bit more time in than needed, you know. There was something else you asked me about, if it's, you know, a side hustle, if it's something that I wanted to do like for good. It's not just a side hustle, it's a business that I'm building that's going to constantly roll money in all the time. And even if I build it and left it for my kids and they took over it, it's still something that is generating money. And right now we all need it. It's not just there's so many business owners I know doing this on the side because they want it, but they also need it, and that's the difference. So I've got so much more goals to smash in my network marketing business. I haven't even touched the sides, but we're all going in the right direction. But I strongly recommend anyone wanting to make some money, just whatever opportunity comes to you, just give it a chance and have a look into it.
Yeah, definitely. I agree. Like I said, I was like completely against it, but I thought, you know what, let me just like dive in it, have a go, see what it's all about. And it is really, really fascinating. And I think if it's something that you can interlink with your other companies, like we have done, obviously you're building both at the same time, which is always really good. So yeah,
I think even if anyone wasn't in the same sort of trade as us, it's still something you can always introduce it to someone in your workplace. You can always introduce it to your family or friend member. I'm sure they know somebody else. You know, it works hand in hand for people like you and me because we're already in the industry. But you know, if I wasn't in this industry and I didn't have students and I didn't have contacts, I would be, you know, giving my family and friends a chance to make the money that I'm making. And do you know what? So many people are so negative about network marketing. They're just like, oh my God, is she onto it now? Oh, it's just a pyramid scheme. But once you are trained into how it works properly, and you see how everything just sort of fits into place, everyone soon comes running back saying, what are you doing all of a sudden? So just anyone that ever rejects it, give them a second chance, basically.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, I tell you what, I was that person. If you even messaged me, you would have got blocked. Like, I hated it that much. Like, I was not open. But it's like anything, isn't it? It's education. Once you're educated on it, then you'll be more open to it. But
yeah, if you like it, you get a chance. If you don't, you don't.
Yeah, exactly. So where can people connect with you, for those that are listening and want to maybe slide in your DMs, find out some information?
Slide in. So I've just got, my only platform I've only got actually is Instagram. I don't have Facebook. I will have Facebook eventually one day. I'm so late with that, but just can only manage one platform at a time at the minute. So I'm at Naillounge Training, and just on social media is Instagram. That's it. So give us a follow.
I love that. So go and check out her page. And it's actually funny you said that, because I just recorded a podcast for you and I mentioned about focusing on one platform, because sometimes it can just be so overwhelming trying to do Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, the whole lot. It's better to just focus on one and smash that one out.
I'm probably the only person that only just has one. I just can't do all of them, you know, but maybe one day, who knows.
Nah, you're doing fine on Instagram.
WhatsApp's still enough on its own, not bloody Instagram, but yeah, good.
Oh, well, thank you so much for coming on today. I really, really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me. We've had such a good time. Hope everyone learned something from listening in.
Definitely, I'm sure they have. It's so inspiring just listening to everyone's stories, and yeah, so I hope people get in touch and connect with you as well.
Thank you so much, my love.
We would love to hear what you thought about this episode.
I love the show, guys. You're awesome.
Please leave a review and share on social media tagging @KG Salon so we can share.
I always follow them.
Until next time, have an amazing, successful week.